Yo, what is up, guys? It's been almost a week. No, I think it has been a week since I last uploaded. Um, I was on a trip with some friends, almost died climbing a mountain, but you know what? It is what it is. That's the risk you take. Yeah, we got a lot of information on 2.6, and we've gotten even more information that's like rolling out, of course, to hype up the characters. It shouldn't be too long until we get the official kits for the characters. So I'm excited for that. Might make a video on that, but for now, I just want to talk about my overall thoughts on 2.6. TLDR, this is a really good patch. This is a fucking incredible patch, and this is the standard that all gacha games should be going for moving forward. That being said, let's just let me pull up my notes, because I be rambling. I actually want to make this a short video. Hopefully we can get to like 15 minutes max, and that's it. All right, so let's just speed right through. I gotta switch over first. Aha, there we go. 2.6 art looks fucking incredible, especially like this one. I like it being vertical more. I don't know why. It just looks cooler. We got 2 new main quests. This seems like it's gonna be the standard. We're gonna get major updates, and they're gonna come with 2 main story quests. And then the smaller updates will probably have like a main story quest that like it has story progression, but it's probably more so developing a character. Like 2.5 with Frolova. Yes, it was very much a main story quest. It definitely changed the circumstances, right? But let's be real, it also focused a lot more on developing Frolova's story. And I am okay with that. That means almost every patch theoretically will have something to do other than pulling a character and whatever Mickey Mouse event they comes up with. Excited about that. This will always give us a little more hype, get us excited a little more. They do run the risk of possibly flopping in the second half, but I have hopes that there are some competent writers in the back. That being said, I also hope we don't just skim over Rover being a little bit of a sussy character. So I hope we do get moments of Rover being like, what I did to Frolova was kind of fucked up. I'm gonna be honest, we probably won't. But if we do, that's a plus. And hey, I'm looking forward to these story quests. They look fucking incredible. The footage look crazy. Yeah. Ayuno is still my current love of my life. Next, we got a shit ton of polls. We got so many polls. Right off the bat, we are getting the typical, what is that? 5 standard polls, 5 limited polls. And then in the second phase, they're giving out another 10 limited and another 10 limited weapon polls, totaling up to 25 limited polls. I don't really like totaling it up like that because, some people don't really give a shit about the weapon. Some people don't give a fuck about the character. That being said, that is still a good amount of polls, raw, flat out. So, big dubs. Big fucking dubs on that. New map. It looks cool. It looks tight. It's like an expansion. It gives Monster Hunter vibes. So, I'm all for that. Monster Hunter World is literally one of my fucking favorite games of all time. But, yeah, this looks sick. This looks pretty fucking cool. Specifically, one area, I'll probably show it somewhere here in the B-roll. Yeah. That place looks cool. It looks dope. Not much to say about that. New echoes. The new echoes look pretty dope. Korosaurus literally is Glavenus. Really pushing in that Monster Hunter vibe. That's fucking Glavenus. If you guys don't know what Glavenus is, it's once again right here. We're getting Lady of the Sea, which is basically Mia's Thernodian fucked up Chimera, Full Metal Alchemist, whatever the fuck. It's I mean, the echo itself is cool. But I'm mostly excited about the False Sovereign. The footage that they showed, this boss looks pretty fucking fun. Obviously, like until it gets like a hologram or like a challenging version of it, it's gonna be kind of mid. It's gonna be like, like if you have build characters, you're gonna blitz through it. It's like whatever. But the overall vibe he gives, the attack patterns, this is the first time I've been excited for a boss in a while. Cause like The last time was like 2.2 with Fleur de Lis. Everything else was kind of like whatever, right? You fight it, it is what it is. Before I forget, Lady of the Sea is also getting a hologram. Exciting stuff. I will always love holograms. The Kelpie wasn't that bad. A lot of people said it was pretty fucking bad, but I don't know. I was kind of like whatever on it, but that's exciting. Phantom Echoes. We're getting new Phantom or Nightmare Echoes, not Phantom Echoes. That's cool. I mean, you know, easier way to farm. That probably means they're gonna give us another one of those locations that gives us, what is it, like 36 Nightmare Echoes. You guys know the one. If you have Forlova, you farmed it, blah blah blah. So that's cool. Easier to farm. We love that. We stand. Here we go. Oops. We got new Phantom Echoes. The fallacy, I mean, I don't like the gold. I think it looks like a piss fucking yellow. It is ugly, but Phantom Echoes are cool. The black and red obviously looks fucking dope. And yeah, that's all there is to that. New Sonata effects. It seems like they're really pushing out the 3-piece sets. I'm cool with that. I think that's cool. It shows that they really want to expand upon the Echo system. That being said, I'm a little concerned with how many Echo sets we're getting, because it seems like every new character is getting a new Echo set. I don't know if that's just maybe like this is like they're taking advantage of this time to really expand on the system, and then they'll tone it back down in 3.0 forward. But we're getting a lot. We're getting a lot, and we could talk about that another time. Crown of Valor gonna be fucking insane on Augusta, because Augusta also gives a shield. We'll talk more about Augusta, but yes, this is fucking nuts. This is also pretty good on a lot of other characters if you are into that. Law of Harmony. This is actually really interesting. Heavy attack damage to the caster, but that gives echo skill damage to everyone else. This seems like it's gonna be a best in slot for what's her name? For Rochia. It's a little interesting, because I assumed this would be like the new set for Ayuno, but if not, maybe that completely counteracts what I was just about to say. I have a sneeze. Yeah, Law of Harmony. I mean, maybe this will counteract everything I'm saying. This seems really good on Rochia. A little confused. I don't know if it'll be good on Ayuno, but we'll just have to wait and see, right, guys? That's the hologram. I just talked about it, and that's about. Oh, the events. Did they show the events? Where are the events at? We're getting a shit ton of events. The reason why I'm putting more emphasis on the fact that we're getting 25 pulls is the fact that that's just for free. We have a shit ton of events, and if we're not going to include like the starter pack events, what I mean by that is like the exploration, the whatever the fuck this is, the photo. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 events. We got 6 fucking events just for free. Just for free. We're gonna get so many fucking pulls, and that is so dope, because there's some really hard-hitting characters in these banners. We're getting Carlotta Shorekeeper along with Augusta in Phase 1. And then we're getting Chacona in Phase 2. I'm not gonna lie, Phase 1 seems a little aggressive. I understand the hype behind Shorekeeper, or I understand why they're pushing Shorekeeper, because Ayuno is essentially going to be the second Shorekeeper. Is going to be like, well, not the second Shorekeeper, but a character that's adjacent to what Shorekeeper does. So they're basically giving you like an option. Do you want the original like crit buffing, or do you want the new one? We still don't know what the new one does, but you know, well, we know that she heals. We know that she heals. Again, I'll get to that. But they're also giving Carlotta her first rerun. I believe this is her first rerun, not including the anniversary banner. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a little, it's kind of aggressive. These are 2 top tier characters along with Augusta. So what that means, okay, I have 2 thoughts on this. One, I appreciate the fact that they're giving you an alternate option. Carlotta's a character that just, you pull her, she is straight gas. Straight gas. There's no setup. You don't need like 10 billion other little things to set her up. She has her own set. She has, she takes any skill buffer and she breaks the game. She is so piss easy to pilot. She does everything you could want her to do. She is a very good character, especially considering in 2.0 we got a lot of DPSs that are kind of like reliant on other aspects. So we got like, if we want to talk about Chainly Brand, they kind of really want Lupa to like further amp the fusion damage. Zani needs Phoebe. Cartathia would really like Chacona. Doesn't need Chacona, but you would really like to have a Chacona, right? So it's all those little things. Carlotta stands out as a DPS that just you pull her, you blow shit up. That's it. So on that aspect, I really like it. But I do not want to see this becoming a trend, because having 3 limited characters in one phase is pretty fucking crazy. That being said, we're gonna talk about how it is for new players. Shorekeeper should not even be like a rerun to like consider, because new players are getting Shorekeeper for essentially free, like on a separate banner, right? So the choices realistically for them are Carlotta, Augusta. Yeah. And then phase 2 we have Ayuno Chacona. This is a very interesting choice. The fact that, I mean, obviously they're both arrow characters. But Chacona coming back, and it's been, what is it? It's been 3 patches. When this patch drops, it would have been 3 patches since Chacona debuted. This makes me wonder if they're going to rerun Cartethia, because Chacona is really only useful... Okay, wait, let me take that back. Chacona is a very useful character, but her main thing is to support Cartethia. So that makes me wonder, are we going to get a Cartethia rerun soon? Or is there another character that's going to benefit off of Chacona's kit? We'll talk about that when the time comes. But obviously, the new characters, Augusta, Ayuno. Augusta looks fucking insane. We kind of already knew this when they, you know, showed us the early gameplay. Augusta looks so fucking fun. Crazy animations. Insanely sick, what is the word? Gimmick with like her magnetism, the electromagnetic properties, the sword like breaking apart, yada yada yada. Super cool. Ayuno also looks fucking crazy. You could not convince me that this character that's like throwing her Kiana fucking ring of Ixtal around, fucking summoning duplicates, fucking riding around shooting shit is a support healer. That is right. She is going to support and heal. That's what I mean by she's starting to fill up that that Shorekeeper circle. She's saying, "Mo bitch, it's up to me now." So, very cool, very sick. The weapons look incredible. Damned if I say that I think Kuro does a better job at designing weapons than fucking characters, because these weapons are fucking crazy. They're fucking nuts. The battle pass weapons are fucking sick. Let's just quickly go over them. Crit rate. All of these weapons have crit rate or crit damage. Insane. Already high fucking value. But if you look at their kit, they're also just generally good weapons. You'll like, a lot of them basically boil down to do this, you get an attack bonus, and then you also get another bonus for a specific damage type. For example, the sword. Resonance Liberation increases your attack, and then Resonance Liberation damage also gets buffed. This is really good for characters like, oh, well, Rover. Rover would love this fucking weapon. If you're not using, well, okay, specifically, well, actually, all Rovers. Yeah. Except Arrow Rover. We don't talk about that idiot. Broadblade. It Resonance Liberation increases attack, heavy attack damage. This is good for like Calcharo, Augusta, and Gion. It is really, really good that they released a free to play option for Augusta. That is so sick. I love that. I'm so happy about that. But this is just a generally good weapon for any heavy attack Broadblade user, right? The gun is a little more interesting. Dealing basic attack or heavy attack damage increases attack by 2.2 and grants heavy attack damage bonus for 7 seconds, stacking up to 4 times. The only character that would really realistically make use of this would be Chacona. So that makes me wonder, the upcoming character that we're getting, who, if I guess let's just cover it real quick. Yeah, they showed us some Galbrena footage, and Galbrena looks fucking nuts. Galbrena looks crazy. Love it. Holy abs. Don't ask me if I'm Team Cartethia or Galbrena. I don't care. I just like women. But that makes me wonder, is this weapon going to be more so catered towards Galbrena? And if that's the case, while I do admit I'm kind of getting a little fatigued of the heavy attack users, I don't think we have a heavy attack gunner yet. I don't know if you really, yeah, I don't think we have a heavy attack gunner. The most that pistol user that uses a heavy attack is, well, it's Carlotta, but her heavy attack does skill damage, so, you know, whatever. Uh, the fucking gauntlet. Resonance Liberation, Resonance Liberation. This is just, it's just good on Shang Liao. If you don't have Shang Liao's weapon, this is your go-to. I don't know why you don't have Shang Liao's weapon yet. If you just never wanted to pull it, I don't know. But here you go. Sick. Sick stuff. And then the Rectifier. Resonant skill gives you attack and then increases basic attack damage bonus. This is good for Cantarella. It is good for Phoebe. It is good for Encore. That's really it. I don't think I can think of anyone else. But yeah, these weapons are fucking insane. Finally, we're getting some good 4-star weapons. That being said, I wish it wasn't gate kept by the battle pass. That way, it kind of makes it a little. It doesn't make it as free to play. That being said, still, you know, I think it's what, like $10. If you guys have the $10 to spend, go about it. If not, then who knows? Maybe I'll do a giveaway. Maybe. No promises on that. But yeah, that's basically it for the main chunk of the patch. I guess we could talk about the QOLs now. First things first, I'm navigating this horribly. First things first, we gotta talk about it. They have incorporated flight into all the regions. Thank you, Kuro. This further proves devs do indeed listen. They have shown... No, okay, the reason I want to emphasize that... So, in the live, they said, we have heard you guys, blah, 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 yada, 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 and we have incorporated flight into the older maps. Obviously, through this event. Then they went on to say, for moving forward, we will not be utilizing flight in future areas. Each area will have their own movement gimmick. And I'm so happy they put their foot down on that and they communicated their plans. Because the reason why we were so, like, hung up on flight being used in the older regions is because, well, one, the older regions didn't really have a movement gimmick. And also, we didn't know what they were going to do with flight. We didn't know if this was like a permanent thing. We didn't know if this was something that they would use moving forward. We just wanted it to be at least used everywhere in the original regions. Because also, let's be real, flying around Huanglong is not the most fun. And a lot of people are saying, hey, if you use fly, you just don't care about the environment. No, shut the fuck up. First of all, listen. At this point, we have all seen every fucking inch of Huanglong. I could deep throat that bitch if I needed to, with ease. What I'm saying is that flight does not take away from the hard work they put in the map, and actually, flying around will give you a new perspective to look at the map. You might notice other things. Maybe there's some lore you could find, and the structuring of the shapes and the... You know what I mean? Like, options should never be gatekept. I don't care what anybody says. That being said, I'm so happy that they put their foot down and they said, we're not going to do this again. We understand you guys wanted this, so we give it to you. Here you go. Thank you. That's it. So, big dubs on that. Love that. It's a huge W. We'll talk about that in a sec. Mineral collection spots are now trackable, and so are the blobflies and frostbugs. Happy for you new players, but fuck you if you were a 1.0 player and you were hunting down those blobflies and you missed. If you missed, you're fucked. You have to re-enter the location. Hated that shit. Kill the hate. Optimize gallery. You could look at your weapons in the gallery. It's I guess. This is a big one for me because I've been complaining about this for so long. And it's not even like a game-breaking thing. It's just like a standard, right? It's just, without it, it looks fucking sloppy. Added one-click collection across most of the pages that list claimable rewards. What that means, if you have a bunch of rewards you can claim, on that page, if you click claim on one thing, you will collect everything. There's no reason that Wuwa should not have had this since the beginning. Because here's the thing. They have claim all buttons. They just have it in random places. I don't know why. I don't know why they're like, oh, this place could have a claim all button, but this one shouldn't. It should be universal. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. Matter of fact, it's so dumb that I'm going to show you guys something. Right here. My friend drew this. My friend literally drew this. Why the fuck is this button not there? They literally were like, there's so much empty space, just put a fucking claim all button there. And she was right. This is stupid. There should have been no reason that there was no fucking claim all button. That being said, it's finally done, over with. I don't even want to praise them that much because this is shit that should have been there since the beginning. But you know what? Thank you for giving it to us. This is a huge thing. This is huge. This is actually more important than anything fucking else in this patch. I'm not even gonna lie. Optimized graphic performance. They are increasing the stability, and they are also making it a little more compatible with older graphics cards. That is huge. Insane. They are also making it a little more up to date for newer graphics cards. For example, the AMD graphic card users, you guys now finally have the FSR 3 option. I'll be honest, I don't use an AMD graphics card, so that doesn't matter to me. But I do use NVIDIA, so the multi-frame generation will be pretty sick. So, yeah. This is huge. This is genuinely a really important thing, which is why I'll talk about it a little more at the end. Let's just go over the last big chunk, the last really important thing. I'm scrolling the wrong way. Where is it? Okay. TOA, Fantasies of Thousand Gateways, and Whimpering Waste are all getting a little bit of an overhaul. So, what do I mean by that? Fantasies of Thousand Gateway is just being a little more optimized. That's it. That's it. That is a huge win. Metaphor. We're getting new metaphors. It's getting a little more clear to read, so it's not gonna be a fucking jumble of words. And we're also getting the lucid dream state is getting straight up replaced with a new mechanic, which is cool. I can't wait to see how that works. Yeah, I mean, it's a weekly thing. You get a single, it's like whatever. I still think you should probably get more than just a single. Give us like 5 singles, call it a day. But you know what? Whatever. That's me. That's you, me. TOA is getting a 3rd and 4th floor in the middle tower. I do not like this. I do not like this, actually. The reason I don't like this specifically, we're getting 2 more floors in the middle tower. That means 2 more floors that are probably going to take up 5 stamina each, right? So suddenly you now need +1 more teams. You need an extra team on top of what you already had for a total of 100 asteroid. Now hold on. I understand it's going to be a monthly thing, right? You're getting an extra 100 asteroid on top of the already the rewards you're getting. I believe you get a total of, what is it, 700 asteroid from TOA? Something around there, right? So now it's 800. That's, what is that, half a 10 pull? That's half a 10 pull every month. The issue, and that adds up. I will say that adds up. But what I'm saying is that these 2 new floors, to get access to that extra 100 asteroid, you need to spend about, what if you're lucky, maybe 10k asteroid for an entire team. If you also want to talk about signatures, which also actually that's underselling it hella. That is like best case scenario. You get shit early, you don't lose 50/50s, right? Obviously it's fine right now because at this point a lot of players do have multiple teams. They have multiple sporadic characters. Even if they don't perfectly fit together, they're still able to work, and you could also solo a lot of the earlier floors. But this is just, it feels more like a negative than a positive. And I'm happy that they've waited until 2.6 to fully like upgrade TOA. And if they're gonna do that, if they're gonna give us time to like accumulate characters, yada yada yada, this and that, then fine, sure. But overall, I definitely, it's a little rough. It's a little rough if you aren't already set. This is not gonna be a problem for people that already have set up accounts, that already have like a fucking half the roster. They don't care. This is gonna be tough for people that are still building up their accounts, and even tougher for newer players. Take that how you will. I don't know. I'll have to see how it works. Whimpering Waste, the bane of our existences. My last video was literally talking about this. Like 3 days before I made the video, they're like, hey, we're adding this to Whimpering Waste. And I'm like, alright, well, make me look like a fucking idiot. First of all, record sync. So, you know those first couple of floors before Infinite Torrent? If you completed them, they just auto-complete. That's it. Thank you. That's all I needed. Thank you. I'm so tired of doing those fuck-ass floors because they're just a waste of time. Now, that being said, the big thing... Oh, they also added the feature where you can switch teams. That's sick. Switch teams between the floors. Now, that being said, the big update is they're introducing the Burning Waves feature into Infinite Torrent. What does that mean? They're introducing this Ember system. So basically the Ember system, I guess while you hit things or as you hit things, it's gonna build up, and then when it builds up, you get the Burning Waves feature. Don't know what the Burning Waves feature is? In the before Infinite Torrents, in the last 2 stages, you got a Burning Waves buff. I believe the first one was 100% resonant. You just automatically refilled your liberation. The second one was 100% crit. This will be huge for older characters to close that damage gap between the Mega Shield Out characters and, you know, to, again, the old characters, so they can actually perform and clear. So that means Gion and Camellia, they're going to be incredible with that 100% crit rate and that extra liberation. They get to extend their field time, especially when there are damage bonuses, like, oh, your crit damage gets amplified. That buff becomes so much better once you hit Burning Waves. So overall, this is a win. I do want to wait and see if this is something that carries over to multiple patches, and it's not just going to be useful in the debut patch. And what I mean by that is, are they introducing it now, going to make it look super cool, super great for all the older characters, and then the next patch, I have to be worried if they're going to up the ante and make the gap even larger to the point where Burning Waves is negligible. I don't think that's what they're going to do, but I do want to wait and see if that's something that's going to happen. But overall, huge win. Going to be great. Whimpering Waste, still a shit game mode, but at least it's more clearable for the people that do not have the characters that are needed. But yeah, other than that, I think I covered everything. Looks cool. Everything looks great. This is what I mean by this should be the new standard. It's great when you introduce new things, right? It's great when you throw in a new character. It's great when you throw in a new story. Yada, yada, yada. Like events, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. Sick. Love that. Love new content. But the thing that really stood out to me is how they're transforming the game through its previous features. Introducing flight. Increasing graphics optimization. Reworking the old endgame, right? That is all really important stuff to increase the longevity of a game. It shouldn't just be, oh, here's the brand new shiny thing, and all that stuff that we worked on before, we don't give a fuck about that, we're not going to look back at it, blah, 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 blah. This fully transforms and it pushes the game forward, and that's what I want to see. Especially because WoWa is pretty mainstream now. Let's be real, WoWa is definitely one of the mainstream games. So yeah, this should be the new standard. I cannot express this enough, because at the end of the day, I don't want new players to be complaining about the shit that I complained about in 1.0. A new player should have a completely different experience compared to me. And when games go back and fix older issues, continue to improve the game, continue to do updates that maybe people didn't ask for, but that are generally doing the game a service, that is what these updates should entail. And that should be the standard moving forward. Whether it's a small update, big update, I don't care. In fact, if it's a smaller update, that should put even more incentive into fixing older shit, or maybe in re-innovating your older content. So 2.6, incredible. It is a very good patch, a very solid patch. It's not like fucking peak incredible, the greatest patch of all time. Like, it's a good patch. This is a very solid patch with a very exciting character, very exciting things to do. I'm gonna be real, the next really big, like, super exciting patch is probably gonna be 3.0. It's probably gonna be 3.0. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Let me know if you're gonna pull Augusta Ayuno. Let me know what you're most excited about in this patch. Make sure to leave a like and comment down below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell, because I do be uploading. I'm gonna be uploading a little more frequently, hopefully. No promises, because I just be busy. But yeah. Other than that, check out my live streams. I'm playing Expedition 33 right now, and I'm also gonna be streaming later today for I need to catch up on Wuba, Malvika, and maybe ZZZ. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.